Hi everyone, it's Tony Richards and welcome to today's Life Focus. I want to talk with you today for just a few minutes about something that really wasn't what I planned to talk about today, but last night I was listening to my good friend and fellow motivational speaker, Elizabeth Romanek, and Liz said during her program some very insightful things. She talked very sincerely from the heart, and she talked about things we should be looking at and things we should be doing, not only as a country, but as people. And as I was thinking about that, I thought, you know what? It's time, I think, that I just take a few minutes and talk about the importance of going forward with your attitude. So that's what my life focus is today. Going forward with the right attitude. And I think that is so important because you see, attitude, well, let me say this. Part of this program, before the pandemic hit, we were getting ready to go and do the Go Forward Mind, Body, Spirit tour. And of course, that had to be postponed right now. But we are thinking about maybe next month coming in with some webinars on it. And more details will be coming. So that's where part of this is coming from. And for those that I just completed the Saturday morning 5 weeks of leadership training, this is what you heard in the last day, but only a portion. So I just want to talk for just briefly about your attitude. Because you see, attitude is a decision that you make to act in a certain way based on your values and your beliefs. Now, we think, and we do have free will. We do make decisions. We do have control over some of the things and many of the things that happen in our lives. But it's our attitude it's that background, that baggage, that experience, that education, that prejudice, that everything that you have inside of you that creates and forms your attitude and your actions and your habits and your patterns and your beliefs. Now, they can be changed, but we have to understand that in order to go forward, we have to make sure and do kind of a checkup from the neck up, as Zig used to say, Zig Ziglar, that our attitude is in the right perspective, in the right frame of mind. See, because no matter what happens, it is your attitude that you have total control over. You do. You do have control over your attitude. You can change it in all situations and circumstances. Now, sometimes where things happen very quickly, but you still have the opportunity in your attitude to change. You see, Zig Ziglar used to say, your attitude determines your altitude. And I think that's very true. Because if we're thinking that we're never going to amount to anything, we're never going to accomplish anything, that nothing good is ever going to happen in our life, that we're going to be in this terrible state forever, then we probably will be. Because we're training our attitude to say, okay, it needs to stay in this terrible state. And that's what happens. So you start moving towards that. Your mind will move towards your most dominant thoughts. And that's why Zig used to say, stop that stinking thinking. Because you see, that'll hold you back and that'll keep you down no matter what happens. Dante, you know that. And you were in the class, and I appreciate you being on now, Dante. But, it just has really hit my heart that we really, especially in these times of what's happening not only in the world, but in this country right now in America, we're being torn and ripped apart. We've got to change our thinking, our attitude. We've got to make that happen. We have to. We have to stop this poison and this pollution that has been here for so long. And I really believe it starts with our attitude. Mark Twain said a rut is a grave with the ends kicked out. And the unfortunate thing is that most of us climb into that rut at an early age and we stay there. We don't realize that we are winners. We don't realize the greatness that we have inside of us. We don't. But we let too many times people take control of our attitude. We let people tell us what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, why to do it. Now, in some jobs, you're going to have that, and in some circumstances in life, but overall, you have the opportunity. See, it's there inside of you right now. And you have that desire, and you have a gift, but you're not following it. You're following in some cases, the poison of the past. When we got to look at the fragrance of the future. Let me put it that way. And gosh, it really concerns me because you see, our attitudes, it's true, they will cause us to either soar with the eagles or waddle with the ducks. It will. Your attitude will either pull you up or keep you pushed down. And that's what we've programmed into it. A lot of times, Michelle, it's just that we're so locked into the way we used to do things that it's hard to break that. And we got to start with our attitude. We've got to, Michael. We've got to make this thing happen. You see, the way you respond to your passion and the circumstances around you because of your attitude, because of your thinking, will either allow you to rise to the occasion or fall from the opportunity. So many times I meet with people and they say, "Oh, Tony, I'm not good at this. I'm never going to accomplish anything. There's no way I could ever lead anything." And then they're mad when they get passed over for a promotion. And I say, "Well, why? You knew it all the time. You've programmed them into yourself." We got to program the positive. And you may say, "Oh, here we go again with the positive." But you know what? We keep saying it because it works. And until you decide that, yes, I'm going to do this too, so you're going to keep yourself imprisoned in a negative attitude. And you're constantly be striving and looking, but in the wrong directions. Are you constantly looking behind, or are you looking ahead? I think that's the way to do it. And let me finish by saying this. Don't let your lack of action to your dreams make you a prisoner within your own mind. You got to develop that winning relationship and that winning attitude, and it starts with you. And you see, when you develop it and you work through it and you really hold on to it, you will go forward. Hey, thanks so much for being with me. And again, Elizabeth, thanks for your words last night. I appreciate that. It really got me thinking, and I really want everybody to really think about their attitude and how it's really impacting not only themselves, but others and maybe even their future. Write me at TonyRichardsSpeaking@gmail.com. Check out my website at TonyRichards.net. You thanks, everyone. You have yourself a great, blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Get the right attitude. Get it in check. Keep it in check. Keep the positive going. Stop the hate. Stop the nonsense. Stop the stupidity that we have been programmed into our minds for a long time, a lot of people. It's time to change your attitude, people. It's time to get it positive. It's time to get it into that state where we are living, working, and loving together. Because when we do, then we all will go forward.